What's up guys, Devon back here again with yet another Devon Explains entry, and today I give the people what they wish. Godzilla, in his two most debated iterations, Final Wars and Legendary, who would win in an all-out battle to the death. Now today, I'm not really gonna go over Pink Godzilla versus Base Final Wars, that is a bit crazy, and neither will I be going over Heavenly Godzilla versus Burning Godzilla. We're not doing that. Neither am I gonna go over Spiral Ray Godzilla versus Heavenly. Don't give me that. Base to base. Who would win between these two? Base to base. And if the victory is unsatisfactory, let's put in the amps. But first of all, sit back, relax, and grab a snack, because today Devon explains to you who would win between base Legendary Godzilla and base Final Wars Godzilla. Starting off with lifting strength, we have Final Wars Godzilla throwing all types of kaiju around, all weighing tens of thousands of tons, with the greatest one of these being him yeeting Kumago over the horizon. That is a 13 million to 30 million tons of force that he's easily producing. Extreme power, but nowhere near what the Monsterverse gets. The Monsterverse has a lot of millions of tons feats. For example, Kong opening a door, million-ton feat. Godzilla swimming up to jump scare Ghidorah. Even just Kong running around playing tag with his buddy Godzilla is in the millions of tons. A weakened Mechagodzilla 40% catches a Skullcrawler for 17 million tons. So even if the earlier moving casual feats were lesser than Final Wars' throwing feat, we have a weakened Mechagodzilla easily performing a feat within the same range. And then when applying all the multipliers, a fully powered Legendary Godzilla would be able to replicate this feat with 300 million tons of force, consistent with the fact that he's stronger than a literal beetle who can cause massive earthquakes, and the fact that he has two feats that get him to the billions of tons range. Legendary Godzilla is just stronger than Final Wars Godzilla, undebatably. When it comes to speed, there's a bit of a thing here. Final Wars Godzilla views Gorath, a relativistic meteor, as pretty slow and can do whatever he wants while it's barreling at him. This can get all the way up to FTL plus, with some lower ends getting, normal FTL. Though, ignoring calculations, he should be in that FTL to FTL plus range just based on the fact that he views relativistic as extremely slow. Does the Monsterverse have anything relative to this? Yes, they do. Ghidorah dodges Godzilla's light speed atomic breath, and Kong easily blocks it. 180 no-scope, off-guarded weekend. But Godzilla is slower than both of these dudes, and ultimately, even if he were as fast as them, would still be slower than Final Wars Godzilla. Now, there's higher-end calculations for Final Wars Godzilla that get him to 30 times faster than light, and even to the thousands of times faster than light. While the Monsterverse doesn't necessarily have MFTL+, they do also have weakened FTL+, and weakened MFTL. So we can easily play that ranking game. Realistically though, what do I think? Base to base, Final Wars Godzilla's probably faster in combat, definitely faster in travel by the way that he blitzes Rodan. With Legendary Godzilla, while significantly slower, it isn't like he will not ever be able to defend himself at all. Think of it as a less agile GK Kong fighting Legendary Godzilla. And so we come to the actually relevant part of the video. Power, durability, attack potency. Which one of these two guys is more powerful? Which one of them is more durable? Well, I'm gonna keep it simple because Legendary Godzilla has a lot more stuff than Final Wars Godzilla by a long shot. So I'm gonna simply compare the Hollow Earth Drill with the Gorath feat, since these two are pretty good ways to gauge both Godzilla's attack power and durability. Very important to preface, both Godzilla's durability is greater through their atomic breath. Let's get right into comparing these two atomic breath feats. The Gorath meteor, the real one that isn't the size of a small planet, has been endlessly, consistently calculated to have a kinetic energy comparable to destroying multiple continents. Now, Wars Godzilla does not scale to this kinetic energy, as he never stopped the Gorath meteor. He only blew it up after roughly 8 seconds, which I personally have calculated to be an island level to multi-continental level feat. Divide this by 8 and you get Wars Godzilla's actual attack potency, which the highest end is 4 petatons of power. Now, all the guidebook statements, not really relevant because the movie doesn't support planetary. The quote-unquote planetary statements within the movie aren't actually planetary and are subject to interpretation. The argument that the humans were confident in destroying the fake Gorath, but then were scared of Godzilla, you gotta realize that they thought they were gonna focus all their firepower on the meteor. They can't very well do that to Wars Godzilla, and besides, none of this matters. We see Wars Godzilla's full power, and that full power is at most continental. Now, Legendary Godzilla's Hollow Earth Drill has been endlessly calculated, even more so than the Gorath feat, and there's a lot of ends. There's moon level, there's continental, multi-continental, there's fucking mountain level, and there's small planetary. Now, one thing about all of the good calculations that actually take all of the context into account, they get higher than the Gorath feat. Subatomic destruction, if we use that for Legendary Godzilla as well, we're getting small planetary levels of destructive power, and dividing this power by the amount of time that it took Godzilla to blow this hole, we're getting an extremely impressive 6 exotons of power per second of atomic breath. That is 1,500 times greater than Final Wars Godzilla's atomic breath. Rough. There's dwarf star calculations, which horribly bumps up the feat, and even if you want to downplay the Hollow Earth Drill, that's cool. We can also downplay Final Wars to island level. Meanwhile, a near-death legendary tanks face first a country-level nuclear weapon. Meanwhile, Legendary Godzilla is comparable to Ghidorah's body heat, which is country level at the minimum. The point is, Legendary Godzilla is horribly more powerful, more durable than Final Wars Godzilla by a lot. If you want to say, no, you're downplaying Final Wars, he's multi-continental, he's moon level, he's planetary, cool. Legendary Godzilla can destroy a planet that tanks gamma rays, that tanks black holes, that tanks a massive Richter scale breaking earthquakes, and that is solar system level to multi-galactic levels of power. If you can wank, so can I. Shut the fuck up. Legendary Godzilla is massively more powerful than Final Wars Godzilla, and given the sheer gap in their power, it is extremely evident that Legendary Godzilla wins with absolutely no difficulty whatsoever against Final Wars Godzilla, because the guy will never ever be able to cause any damage at all. Even if you want to use Heavenly Godzilla, that's fine. Heavenly Godzilla's actual physical amp is only really at most 20 times. He one-shots a dude stronger than a dude stronger than his own prior full power. With this still getting him brutally, horribly one-shot by Legendary Godzilla. And even if you want to use the burning G-Spark beam and GKOTM's high-end calculation, getting it to a 24,000 times multiplier, that's fine. Dwarf star level calculation for the Hollow Quarry, dwarf star level Legendary Godzilla, absolutely no difficulty. Shit stomp again. Legendary Godzilla will always beat Final Wars Godzilla, and that's just been true ever since KOTM, and every past movie has only really solidified it. This was Devon, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me. Go on and hate in my comments, dislike me, do all that you want. Get me more views, get me more subscribers. Gangsters 10,000, let's go.
Le va a pegar Marmos, es el único candidato. ¡Marmos!